Hey everybody, welcome to CycloneFanatic.com. Here for our final installment of Position Focus. It's a series we've been doing for the last, a couple of months. Austen, we thought we were done with the quarterbacks a week ago. We forgot about the offensive linemen.
They don't like that.
No, I went together to put a compilation of these videos together and I go, oh crap, we forgot about the offensive linemen. We apologize to the big hog mollies out there and we're going to talk about you today. Austen or not, I think that Iowa State's offensive line, you don't have KO this year. He's a big second-round draft pick. He's going to be a tackle in the National Football League. Don't have that, but I think you've got some depth at certain positions. I think Carter Bykowski jumps in. I think that's much less of a drop-off than what a lot of the national guys are saying at this point. And I'm going to tell you a guy who I love. I think you got a future pro in Tom Farniok. Big fan of that guy at center.
Same. We talk about how we forgot the O-line. And it's one of the better position groups for Iowa State, in my opinion. You look at who they have returning. You lose KO, you lose Hayworth, Hicks, but you have guys that fill in those roles. Guys like Jacob Gannon, guys like Carter Bykowski who fill in those roles. They fill them in great. And the guy that everyone's been asking me about, is Shaban going to be healthy? I don't know how healthy he'll be at the beginning of the year, but he's one of those guys that he's pound for pound. I mean, him and Ethan Tufte are two of the strongest guys up front on that line. So there's a lot of capability in that front five for Iowa State.
Tufte's a guy who kind of gets lost in the shuffle, I think. Even last year,
he's the most athletic. I mean,
is he? Okay.
He vertical jumps like 33 or 34 inches. He's 310 pounds. I mean, the guy's
318 is what they got him listed at.
Yeah, I think he back squatted like something ridiculous, like 620 pounds, and they got it on video. It's unbelievable. The guy is just all world strong.
Let's go back to last year when you had guys like, KO was dinged up for a lot of the season. A lot of injuries on the offensive line and allowed Jacob Gannon to come in when Tufte went down. Lichtenberg, Bykowski, those three guys really, in my mind, all got a lot of experience that they probably wouldn't have had those injuries not occurred. They're going to be a lot better next year because of that.
Yeah, and it's people try to compare it to losing Leonard and Taryn in the secondary, and it's not comparable. The guys behind Leonard and Taryn didn't get reps last year. I mean, they got very few reps. These guys that are playing, like you said, in that Oklahoma State game, KO didn't play very much either. And what was the stat you always bring up about how there's like 8 or 9 different guys that started last year that played at Iowa State on the offensive line. So you look at that and you just that's wow. And you have a guy like Bob Graham who's behind those guys who is competing for tick as well, who just gets lost in the shuffle a little bit.
And this is the year. I mean, you saw the year Paul Rhodes comes in. He makes such a focal point of recruiting offensive linemen. I think this is the year where it started last year. I think this is the year where you really see the amount of depth that they have in the program. Last guy we haven't mentioned is Braden Burris. I feel like he's unlimited potential. He's fought a lot of injuries the last couple of years, but here's a guy who started a lot of games going into his senior year. I mean, he stays healthy. He could have a monstrous season for us.
I think he's another guy that can potentially. You look at him and Carter. And possibly a couple of those interior guys that could be NFL type guys. Tom is one of them. I think if Tom could put on some weight there.
Dika, if he could stay healthy.
Dika, if he could stay healthy. But the thing that you have with Braden and Carter, especially Braden, is that their feet are so good for how big they are. You look at a guy. Braden was a guy at a high school who is from Wichita area and originally had committed to Kansas State, and we kind of swooped in there and got him last second. Same high school as Blake Bell, the quarterback from Oklahoma. But Braden is an exceptional player, and it seems like he's one of those guys that's been there forever. I remember, he's been there since I was there, so he's a couple years younger.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, he's a couple years younger than me, but he's a guy that's been around the block and has a plethora of experience.
All right, well there you go. That's our breakdown of Iowa State's offensive line. Austen camp starting in just a few weeks. You can feel it. Football.
Oh yeah, feel the dreams
in the air. Final installment, I promise, of Position Focus. Thanks for watching all these videos. As always, thanks for stopping by CycloneFanatic.com. For Austen or not, I'm Chris Williams. So long, everybody.